the first athlete straight through to the A final, and then 2 to 7 to the semi-final. So everybody in this race will get into the final. And I tell you what, there's some good 1,000-meter paddlers here. Hermine Peters in lane 1 from Belgium, Camille Knudsen from Denmark in lane 2, Julia Krajewski from Poland lane 4, Zoka Sikos from Hungary lane 5, Maria Verick from Norway lane 6, Suzanne Kichelli from Italy in lane 7, and then the Peruvian Silvana Lady Helen in lane number 8. Some quality athletes in this race, Emma, and especially at the top of the screen, Hermine Peters, the Pole Krajewski, and of course the Hungarian in lane 5, Zoka Sikos, will be one athlete to watch very closely.
Absolutely. Sikos got the silver last weekend in Szeged, so is definitely on good form at the minute, and they look like they've made a steady start. The boat in the middle at the minute is Sikos taking an early lead, but as you said, Peters staying with her in that outside lane. Quite hard sometimes to be able to look across and see where people are, but they look like they've all settled into their rhythm, and they're actually just now delivering their race plan with that slight wind.
Yeah, and I mean, there are some interesting tactics involved in the 1,000, obviously. This is not a final, but the first boat to cross the line will go straight through to the final. So that's definitely, I mean, you don't want to do too many 1,000-meter races, especially because I'm sure all of these athletes will have other races to do this weekend. But some athletes, they like to go out and go really, really hard and to try and blow the field away early. Others just really do back in their own judgment, and they have their own race plan and they stick to that. They don't allow themselves to be distracted by anything that's going on. And you can see Hermine Peters there at the top of the screen, very experienced paddler, not panicking by, here she comes into picture now, not panicking by anything that's happening, just getting the job done and looking like she's in very good form at the moment. It is Chikos though from Hungary in front. Peters at the top of the screen sitting in second, and then down here closest, second closest to the camera, I think that is Susanna, no, that's the Norwegian, I think, Maria Verick, who is sitting in third position. Looks like Peter's now making a bit of a move, Emma, at the top of the screen, pretty keen to get straight through into the final, I think. I wonder whether Chikos, the Hungarian, can see her. She would have known at the start of the race that she was there and that she is the one athlete she needs to keep an eye on, of course.
It's a bit like a game of cat and mouse, isn't it? You want to, you know, with it being 1,000 meters, it's a long race. If you can avoid doing a semi-final, that's got to be a huge advantage for these athletes. So it's, I think, a bit of cat and mouse between the two of them as when they're going to go. Chikos is there now, just stepping on again and just taking back the lead from Peters in lane 2. But I'm sure she's got something left to give as well. Looks like it's going to be between these two for that first spot straight through to the A final. Chikos looking slightly heavy potentially in those strokes, but Peters looking like she has just retaken the lead. It's neck and neck really here as we come through that final set of buoys for that last stretch into the finish.
I wonder, Emma, whether Chikos is now starting to think that she overdressed for this race, because I reckon right now she's got the beanie on, she's got the heavy winter gear on. She's probably feeling very, very hot right now. And look at Hermine Peters, who looks like she's just got a nose in front. So Peters is going to get through, I think, to go directly into the A final. She'll be very happy for if she can pull that off as a first hit out. So it's Peters ahead of Chikos. Chikos trying to get back there, but I think Peters is going to hold on, and she is going to be very, very close. Chikos digging deep now, really flying home. Peters is going to get there, yes. Hermine Peters from Belgium ahead of Zoka Chikos from Hungary. So really well judged race. We're talking about that, Emma, about not allowing yourself to get flustered, not to stress out how other paddlers are going. And Peters just showing all those years of experience there, and just timing her race to perfection and booking herself a direct ticket into the women's K1 1000 final.
Executed perfectly. I think she kept her cool. She did a little spurt in the middle to kind of maybe test Chikos to see whether she was going to respond, and then she settled again, and then she had plenty left to just keep that slender lead into the finish line. Chikos looked like she was really putting down some effort and some power to try and nick that win in the end, but it was not to be. Peters took the win and straight through to the A final.
Yeah, good race. Chicos will be maybe a little bit annoyed that she's got to do a semi-final. That wouldn't have been on the cards, that wouldn't have been on the plan, but the race was there to be won, and Hermione Peters in the end getting the job done. So a good result there for the Belgian in the first. Such an experienced paddler, Emma. She's been to a couple of Olympics. She's done a lot of C2, K2 paddling, K1 paddling, and just always is up there and abouts when it comes to these big races. So well done to her. Let's see who else. Verik from Norway got the third. Knudsen from Denmark finished fourth. Kicciali from Italy fifth. Krajewski maybe a little bit surprising in the pole, back in sixth position, but safely through to the semi-final. Maybe we'll see the best of her in the semi.
I think again that's a great example in a race of where people know they're not in contention for that spot that's straight through, so they settle and they just deliver the race with this as less energy cost as they possibly can.